Hey, welcome back. Honestly, I'm glad you're here today because I need to talk to someone about this. Bitcoin is at 71k right now, and look, three things happened this week, all at the same time. The ceasefire got confirmed, ETF inflows just hit the highest level since February, and the on-chain data flipped to something I haven't seen in over a year. And the crazy part, fear and greed is still at 17, still extreme fear, so most people are still scared. Most people haven't noticed what's happening underneath the price. And that's exactly what I want to walk you through today. There's one signal I want to show you on the chart. It just flipped for the first time since April 2025. Stick around because that's the one that got me. Okay, so let's look at the chart. Nothing complicated, I promise. So you see that blue line at 68k, that's the 200-week EMA, Bitcoin's long-term backbone, the floor that held through every major crash in history. 2 weeks ago, we were below it at 66k. That was uncomfortable, but we bounced. And now we are at 71k. That's an 8.6% move off the low. The RSI at the bottom of the chart, it's starting to turn up from one of the most oversold readings we've had since FTX in November 2022. Not fully back to normal, but the direction changed. And the MVRV Z-score, this just tells you if Bitcoin is cheap or expensive compared to what people actually paid for it. 2 weeks ago, it was at 0.39. This week, it's at 0.60. It's climbing. Anything below 1 is historically still undervalued territory. First target, 75k, then 78k, then the 200-day EMA at 83k. That's the base case path right there on the chart. Now, I want to show you something on the on-chain side because this is the part I stayed up looking at last night. Hey, real quick, I partnered with BitUnix and we've got a live event going on. If you're a new user, you can earn up to 40 USDT in bonuses just for depositing and placing your first trade. Deposit 100 USDT, get up to 20 USDT. Your first futures trade, get another 20. Link is in the description, by the way. So here's the thing that got me. Long-term Bitcoin wallets have absorbed 4.37 million BTC back in early 2024. That number was around 2 million. So in roughly 2 years, more than double the coins moved from the short-term traders into long-term hands. And here's the wild part, all of that happened while price was stuck below 70k for most of first quarter. While everyone was panicking, someone was buying, quietly month after month. And then this week, the Bitcoin network activity index flipped into what analysts are calling a bull phase. The last time it was here was April 2025. Now, one honest thing, the number of daily active users on the network is still near an 8-year low. Retail hasn't come back yet. This move is driven by accumulation, not FOMO. But that's kind of the point. When retail finally shows up, these coins won't be at 71k anymore. And then there's the ETF number. This one actually surprised me when I saw it. So the ETF data came in this week and look at this. 471 million flowed into spot Bitcoin ETFs in a single day. Biggest daily inflows since February 25th. BlackRock put in $182 million. Fidelity added 147. ARK 21 shares dropped 119 million, their biggest day since July 2025. Think about that for a second. These institutions have entire research teams, they look at everything, and on this specific day, while fear and greed sat at 17, they moved nearly $500 million into Bitcoin. And then the ceasefire dropped. Trump suspended military operations for 2 weeks. Iran accepted. The Strait of Hormuz is reopening. Bitcoin jumped 2.6% in the hour after the announcement and crossed 72k for the first time in 20 days. Here's where I'm at personally, and I will just be straight with you about it. Also, the BitUnix event is still going. Deposit 100 USDT, hold 3 days, get a 100 USDT position voucher. Tiers go up to 2000 USDT. Slots are limited. Link is in the description, by the way. So here's where I'm at. I will be completely straight with you. Fear and greed is at 17. Most people are still nervous, and I completely get that. The last 2 months have been rough, but when I look at what's actually happening underneath that fear, I see a completely different picture. 4.37 million Bitcoin in long-term wallets, network activity in bull phase, $471 million in ETF inflows in 1 day, MVRV climbing from 0.39 to 0.60, a confirmed ceasefire, oil pulling back. I added to my position this week between 68k and 71k, not all in. I still have some dry powder because the ceasefire is only 2 weeks, but I'm not sitting this one out. My plan is simple. 68k holds on a weekly close. I stay in and keep adding on dips. If the ceasefire breaks and we fall back below 68k, I deploy dry powder at 65k and 63k. Target from here, 75k first, then 78k, then the 200-day EMA at 83k. And one last thing I always come back to, 21 million Bitcoin, about 4 million permanently lost, 70% of the remaining supply unmoved in over a year, and 4.37 million of those coins just moved into long-term wallets. The people who understand this asset are accumulating right now. While the fear and greed index sits at 17, that gap between what people feel and what the data shows, that's where the opportunity always lives. Base case, ceasefire holds, oil drops, ETF flows keep coming, MVRV keeps climbing, we clear 75k and push toward 83k. Base case, ceasefire breaks, oil spikes again, we retest 66k to 68k, dry powder ready. The level to watch is 68k weekly close. Holds, this move is real. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Let me know what you think in the comments. I read pretty much all of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.